All right, we've got about 2 minutes to go. All right, we've got about 2 minutes to go. All right, we've got about 2 minutes to go. All right, we've got about 2 minutes to go. All right, we've got about 2 minutes to go. Hey, Chantal, can you post the link? All right, we got about 2 minutes to go. Webinar today. Hey, Chantal, can you post the? I'll send it to you in the trade room. Can you post it? Link. All right, we got about 2 minutes to go. Webinar today. Hey, Chantal, can you post the? I'll send it to you in the trade room. Can you post it? Link. All right, we got about 2 minutes to go. Webinar today. Hey, Chantal, can you post the? I'll send it to you in the trade room. Can you post it? Link. All right, we got about 2 minutes to go. Webinar today. Hey, Chantal, can you post the? I'll send it to you in the trade room. Can you post it? Link. All right, we got about 2 minutes to go. Webinar today. Hey, Chantal, can you post? Okay, let's go in the trade room. Welcome. I'll send it to you in the trade room. Can you post it? Link. All right, we got about 2 minutes to go. Webinar today. Chantal, can you post? Okay, let's go in the trade room. I'll send it to you in the trade room. Can you post it? Link. All right, we got about 2 minutes to go. Webinar today. Chantal, can you post? Please. Okay, let's go in the trade room. I'll send it to you in the trade room. Can you post it? Link. All right, we got about 2 and our normal trade, which is ZB. But yesterday, gold on the 10-year moved monstrously, and it may not have had anything to do with the auction, but I want to watch gold a little bit and see if something's going on that we have not been aware of. What song is that? Something's going on. Da-da-da-da. Al Cooper, that's what it was. And something going on. The first Al Cooper record. You're having a problem with the sound. Is anybody having a problem with the sound? Or what do you mean there's a problem with the sound? Because I haven't changed the thing. Okay. All right, folks. So we are here. So I'm looking at gold. Make sure that on bonds you're trading 0621, right? 0621. I have not even really been doing much with ZN at all because ZB just trades better. ZB trades better. So I just want to welcome everybody to 10-Minute Trades Trade Room for the 30-year bond auction. Thank you on YouTube for coming and watching. Please give us a like and subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the notification bell so you know the next time we are going to be streaming here. All right. 30-year bond auction, 60-second cancel. We've increased the cancels on most of our trades. And the 30-year has been trading well. So I'd love for another nice trade would be nice today. And then tomorrow, what do we got going tomorrow morning? We've got, I think, a couple of tiny trades. Yeah, really only one trade room tomorrow. I cannot do the preliminary University of Michigan, which has been a very poor performing report also. Core PPI, it's been 3 years since we've actually, I did some research and talked to my boss about the Canadian jobs report. It's been 3 years since we traded a breakout on the Canadian jobs report. But maybe it's time to start looking. That's part of it's always part of the question. When is it time to look again? It may be. So it's certainly worth, I think it's worth looking. I think the report does move. Part of the problem is that report almost always trades with the US jobs report. So it's probably not worth the time. We'll probably, I'm planning on trading the PPI. So, all right. So 30-year bonds. I'm missing one video. For some reason, I'm missing November. I don't know why, but here's February. This was last month's 1301.30 entry. So we give it 1 minute to have a reaction. It almost always does, especially on the 30-year. 30-year generally has a reaction. So it pulled us in short. It went one tick away from my stop. One tick. One little tick. And then I think it hits the first target of 2 ticks. It's trying. It touches it, doesn't fill, which is not uncommon with bonds. Then it fills. Then I move the stop to break even, and it backs up and takes me out. Probably should move the stop at the most, break even -1. Break even -1. If you move it to break even, I think very often you'll miss the rest of the trade. Now, in this case, you did. It went a few ticks. It went quite a few ticks further. So, and we see that with the bond trade. If you hit your first target, don't go closer than break even -1. Okay? Don't go closer than break even -1. January. Entry time is 1301.30. And let's see, when did it fill? Took about 17 seconds to fill. And it was kind of dull. And a stop. That was a stop. So I don't know why. I don't see how that could have been a win. So it fills at 1301 and about 17 seconds. Does not hit the target. So that reversed and got me out. Filled long at 11. And then it goes to 8. All right. In December 10th, Once again, orders go on the chart at 13:01:30. And let's see. It's taking its sweet time filling on this one. Very slow reaction. You got 45 seconds, no fill. And then it fills about 47 seconds, goes through the target. Then it hits it again, fills it. Move the stop to break even +1. Probably can do better than that. I think it's better break even at -1. Break even -1. Because you'll make more money, it looks like, on most of the trades by not moving the stop so close to the price. The bonds love to kick back just enough to touch your stop and take you out. They love it. Was that December? Yeah. Then October. I don't know what happened to November. Let me see what my notes say just for fun. November. I had a problem with some files. Not November, though. November seems to be okay. I had a loss in November. October. Excuse me. So October fills to the short side, fills the target, and break even pulls you right out of the trade. Let's see if it keeps going down after that. Yeah, so I'm definitely not going to do closer than break even -1. I'm not going to do that. Because you may get an opportunity to grab an extra couple of ticks. You might. That trade you probably didn't. But some of them you might. And then in September, let's take a look. So it's that fill was slow, the October. Usually they fill before 30 seconds most of the time. September and October were slow because this one I could see is after 30 seconds. Not a lot of cancels on the 30-year. It can happen. Now, back then we were at 40 seconds. We increased the cancel time because we noticed the bonds were moving a little bit later than we were anticipating. So we wanted to increase our cancel time so we could catch some positive trades. Now this one, I was trading the ZN and the ZB moved a lot better. As of late, I haven't even been looking at the ZN. I've been sticking with the ZB. I think it's been trading better. And then let's see, July. All right, so July, 20 seconds, no fill, 25 seconds, no fill, 30 seconds, no fill, 35 seconds, nothing. There we go. July was great. That was a great trade. So that was a nice one. Never going to complain about that, right? No complaints on that trade. ZB is 31.25 a tick, correct. 31.25 a tick. ZN is 15 and change a tick. It's cheaper. What is it? 15. I forget what the change is on it. It's $15 and change per tick. So just looking at the charts and support and resistance a little bit. Let's check our time and make sure that we're in sync. So you know what we do to check our time. We go to the website, time.is, click on it, and it puts us in sync. Okay. Time.is. I always laugh that I used to go time.is.com and I could never get on the site. It's kind of crazy. So let's look at our setup on the 30-year. Slightly different than the 10-year and the 7-year. It's a little bit bigger bracket. We do a 3 bracket. So our setup, and I'm going to trade. So the bracket is 3. And I'm going to trade 2 positions at my first target for 2 ticks. And 1 position for 6 ticks. All right. Profit target of 6, 2 and 6. Now, if you're going to use the cancel and you're going to do it automatically, in this case, you don't have to think about extra seconds, right? You can just put 60 in. But if you were trading a report that triggers at 58, you'd have to add 2 seconds to your cancel. So in other words, if you're going to automate your cancel, if you wanted to, I personally don't like to, but you can. You can use the auto cancel. Where the heck is it? Cancel after X seconds. So this trade, you would just put 60 seconds. But let's say that our activation was 0128. So you'd put 62 seconds in. You have to not forget about those extra 2 seconds before the trade. Okay? You don't want to forget those extra seconds before the trade. So the setup is a bracket of 3, 2 positions, 2 contracts for 2 ticks, 1 for 6 ticks, a stop of 3, 3 ticks. The entry time, $13:01:30, right? 1:01:30 Eastern Time, 13:01:30. It's a breakout trade. Label it ZB. If you're trading ZB, 30-Y for 30-year note. Choose the account that you're trading. Okay. And that's the setup. So one more time from the top. Bracket of 3. Bracket of 3. 2 contracts for 2 ticks. 1 contract for 6 ticks. A stop loss of 3. Okay. 2 contracts for 2 ticks, 1 contract for 6 ticks, a stop of 3. Entry time 13:01:30. It's a breakout trade. And then the label, choose your account. I labeled the trade. Why do I label the trade? I'll show you. So I label my trade so that if I'm trading multiple trades like we did yesterday, it shows me which trade is here. Yesterday we traded the NQ, and yesterday we traded gold on the CPI, both at the same time. So you want to be able to know which trade is which if you have to cancel a trade or exit a trade. But more often than not, it has to do with canceling because you have your little check mark that will let you cancel, right? So that's a tick. That move was a tick. So we have a 2-tick bracket. 3-tick bracket, I'm sorry. 3-tick bracket. 13:01:30 entry. We'll check our time sync one more time just for fun. So I'm risking about $287.50 on this trade, roughly 31.25 times 3 per tick per stop, right? 3-tick stop times 31.25 times 3. Each tick on the ZB is 31.25. I'm trading 3 contracts, 31.25 times 3. And then a stop of 3 is times 3. So it's 287.50, I believe it comes to. And then because I like to check more than once, check our time entry. And my computer likes being in sync this week. That much it likes. The next time that we will be here is hopefully you'll all come and visit me in my webinar with Rightline. I start at 4 and I'll be done at 4:45 exactly. Okay. What am I thinking? We've got about 7 minutes to go. Where is everybody from the yesterday's trade? Chantal, where is everybody? Oh, that's funny, Mike. Mike, why do you like webinars? What do you like about them? I'm just curious. I give so many of them. It's just like I'm an automaton. I enjoy them usually. We haven't done one with Rightline in ages. We used to do them with Rightline all the time. We used to do webinars with them all the time. They were the first company that we ever got friendly with when we started doing them last years ago. So very curious to see if there is a trade on gold or if yesterday was a fluke. Very curious. Why right line? Dave, they're friends of ours, and we hadn't done a webinar together with them in a long time, and they have a lot of new systems. And really, because we're friends and it helps us both. That's really the truth. We like to work together. Who's scared who? Chantal, who's scared who? Oh, YouTube, I scared everyone away. Where is everybody? We were so crowded yesterday. I must have scared them away. All right, so we're getting there. 6 minutes or so. Don't forget trading ZB0621. Watching gold on the right to see if there's any response from gold. Natural gas was a winner today, Mike. I went for 8 ticks, got the 8 ticks. Very, 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 very fast move, though. Natural gas is not quite trading the same way it has all year. That's definite. So, natural gas is still sort of putting out warning signs a little bit. It's been 3 of the last 4 have worked. Why not the ZN? Because it just does not seem to move as well as Jaquan. Every now and then it does, but more often than not, it just doesn't. More often than not. But sometimes it mirrors the ZB. But, I mean, if you're going to trade bonds, you might as well trade the big guy, right? Get the 31.25 per tick. It could also bite you, too. We all know that. But we've looked at the ZN, we've traded the ZN, and I just feel that my results overall are better with the ZB. Now, doesn't mean it'll work today, but overall, the ZB seems to be good on the bond auctions. We need to really look at ZB on the jobs report. I used to love trading ZB on the jobs report. It was scary to trade ZB on the bonds report. That's the truth. It's afternoon for us, Carlo, but if it's morning for you, good morning to you. ZB on the jobs report was crazy. It was wild sometimes. That was probably the most nerve-wracking. The jobs report on ZB, most nerve-wracking of all of our trades. I mean, good. It wins a lot. It loses a lot. It's definitely a challenging setup with the ZB. But when it wins, it's awesome. And when it loses, you definitely want to go cry in a corner. We don't, but you want to. And ZN, it's like trading pablum on the jobs report. It just doesn't move enough. It doesn't move enough. I mean, sometimes it does. I mean, you got to trade a lot of contracts, which is not that bad of a concept because it moves very calmly, the ZN. So different than the ZB. It's really quite incredible how different they could behave. when they're so similar in so many ways. So today, the dogs that I watch, they're at doggy play day. They go to a place and they hang out with other dogs and they come back and they're so tired, they just sleep. And I don't have to deal with them at all. Let them out, let them in, go to sleep. And they do that twice a week. One of the dogs I'm watching is so big, I could ride him. He's bigger than a horse. Bigger than a horse. And friendlier than a frog. I've never seen a friendlier dog. I've never seen a dumber dog. It's like a part of his brain was removed. He will constantly walk, and he's got ADD. He's ADD. He never stops pacing. Never stops. And then he walks, I'll be sleeping in a chair. He'll walk right up to my face and burp in my face. And he has the worst breath of any animal I've ever met in my life. It's unbelievable. No, he's not a Great Dane. He's a mix of a lab, a black lab. He looks like a black lab, but he's a mutt. He's definitely mixed breed. Totally insane. Totally insane. Dumb as a rock. Dumber than a rock. Dumber than a rock. But the sweetest, nicest animal. I mean, you could punch him 800 times and he wouldn't bite you. I don't punch him ever, but I bet that you could and he wouldn't bite you. But he's so big that I can't walk him because he would pull me so hard, I can't hold him back. He could break my arm just by pulling on it. That's how strong he is. All right, we got 30 seconds until this trade. All right, 13:01:30, our orders will come up. Okay, there's our bracket. We'll give it 60 seconds. And I don't really hear anything from Financial Juice. There's our fill. And look at that. It's so unfair. It just missed our target, backed up, and stopped us out. This has been one of the hardest weeks of trading that I've seen in ages. It went one tick away from the target, one tick away, backed up, and that's been the story of the whole week. This week's been tough. That was tough. I really thought it was going to hit my target, and I was getting ready to move my stop into profit. So, look, I said I was going to trade an extra contract. That's what I did, and it did not give it to us. It's been a frustrating couple of days. Definitely. Not much you can do. When it happens, it happens. Let's look at the move. I mean, it's part and parcel of the report. I mean, it's frustrating because it clearly wants to go the other way, but our move, our trade, look at gold again. Is there a tradable move in gold? Let's look at the video here. KT, if your charts aren't working, reboot your platform and your computer. And if they're still not working, then I would create a new chart. Maybe something has corrupted the chart you're using. I would try that. I would definitely try that as well. So, Chris, you did the same. What time was your entry? Because gold is obviously looks like it's working on these bond reports. Gold looks like it's working on these bond reports. Very, very interesting. So if you can trade, if we can trade a different index, I don't care. Makes no difference to me. We can trade bonds. And instead of bonds, we can trade gold. NQ, Brian, and 6J, in all honesty, because their indexes are much more troublesome. I would prefer gold. I would prefer gold. That's a little bit early, Chris. Why so early? That's my question. And I mean, we have like 5 years of bond trades that have won more than they've lost. So, you know, we're not going to jump into a new index automatically. I mean, yesterday we won on the 10-year. We won on the 10-year. But again, I'm making a note. Yesterday you entered it later, Chris. Yesterday you entered at 25, I thought. But if gold is temporarily moving on this report, I want to trade it. I definitely want to trade it. Let's take a quick look at the video, and then we'll be back in the morning. So all we needed was one more tick to hit our target. That's the truth. It missed the target by one tick. I think that's what it looked like. It was fast. Okay, it took its time. Watch gold. See if it's actually tradable for us. So bonds filled. Yeah, it was one tick. Missed the target by one tick. And gold, I think you can enter gold 1301.30. I think you can enter gold 1301.30. Chantal, I'm going to send you an email right now. Jaquan, it's really very unusual that happens, that ZN and ZB will trade differently, but they're different indexes. So it's possible that could happen. And you have the opportunity, you can trade ZN. It's allowed on this report. But And look at the move. I mean, it's just incredible that we got caught on the wrong side. Just bad luck. Just bad luck. We got filled at the bottom of the candle. One tick away. One tick away. We got filled at 21. Filled at 21. Yes, Kirshen. I don't understand what that means. My charts don't look like this. Kirshen, on the website is a video how I set up my charts. Kirshen, there's a video how to set up your charts. Real easy. It's about an 8-minute video, and if you watch it, bingo, your charts can look exactly like this if that's what you want. Okay? It's on the website. It's on the website. If you can't find it, let me know. Send me an email if you can't find it, and I can send you I'm sure I have the YouTube location of it. I have the YouTube location of it. Tomorrow we'll be here at 8. Let's see. Tomorrow we'll be here. Let me just turn my charts off. Tomorrow. Yes, please do, Chris. Please do. Although, Chris, I think that with our software, we can get away putting in the order at the same time as we're doing it now. And we'll be safe. Chantal, I am going to send you an email right now of a couple of things that we must immediately test. Okay, folks. Tomorrow morning, we will be here 8 o'clock trading core PPI. Okay, 8 o'clock core PPI. And probably watch the Canada report and see what kind of move it does by itself. Okay, folks. So we'll be here for core PPI. And YouTube folks, thanks. Give us a like and click the notification bell so you know when we're going to be here next. Plenty of winners, occasional losers. It happens. And I'll see everybody tomorrow morning at 8 in our trade room, our regular trade room, folks. Okay, folks, thank you. And I'll see everybody tomorrow. If not at the webinar later today. Take care.